Reading Naomi Watts' Birth Chart, Sidereal. Part 1. I always look at 3 charts when reading a birth chart: sidereal, tropical, and the moon chart. In this video, I'll start with her sidereal chart and read about 3 houses in her sidereal chart. I wanted a celebrity's chart to read. Hers first came up on the website, since it was her birthday recently. I actually mistook her for someone named Naomi Campbell. I don't know who Naomi Watts is until I came across this chart, so hopefully I'm accurate about something. I'm not gonna check and see if the birth time is accurate either. I'll only read about 3 houses. When I'm reading someone's birth chart, I put down a lot of information, so I'll try to condense it for this video. The first house. The first house represents our physical body. If you stand in front of a full-body mirror, in that mirror you would see a skin color, how someone dresses, hairstyle. It represents you as an individual and shows where you will be. First house represents our personality, body weight, head, hairstyles. In sidereal, she is a Libra, Vishaka ascendant. To keep things simple, I'll focus on what the Libra sign means and how that correlates to her personality. Libra is all about peacemaking, trying to seek justice for things, interactions with other people, strangers, judging things to bring a balance to stuff. Since Venus rules the first house and is in the first house, this shows that she is a person who always judges her own appearance. She constantly wants to find the right clothes to wear, the perfect size clothes, the best hairstyle, even makeup. Basically, she wants to make sure her appearance looks balanced and neat. Regarding her personality, she is someone that wants to be like a diplomat. She is naturally a person that tries to find resolutions for things. A Virgo ascendant likes to spot a problem and criticize it, whereas a Libra ascendant like Naomi wants to find the resolutions for issues. This makes her have a less corrupted personality as well, because she is looking to do things the right way. Her entire personality is about trying to be a people pleaser. Again, since Venus is in the first house, she wants to also dress in a way where she doesn't offend anybody. In the first house, she has a Mercury-Venus conjunction. To break down a conjunction, you want to merge both planets. Significant. Venus represents what we love, are attracted towards, like a turn-on, beauty, relationships, females we attract, etc. Whereas Mercury is communication, intellect, sales, marketing, etc. This conjunction in the first house makes someone want to communicate about his or her physical appearance very often. This is where her intellect goes towards knowing how she can always beautify her appearance. Additionally, this conjunction makes someone always want to communicate about his or her relationships and love life. Then, since both planets are in the Libra sign of marriage, this shows a person that often communicates about his or her married life. It also makes a person communicate often about how to design things, especially things related to the physical body, like with clothing. An artist or fashion designer comes to mind. This conjunction is gonna make her have to communicate with strangers and business partners a lot. Then what I would do is break down how the planets would act in the house by itself, while still talking about the other planets' influence on the single planet I'm discussing. Since Venus rules the first house, Venus placement shows what we love and are attracted towards, so she loves herself and how she looks. Venus in the first house makes a person look very good, especially during Venus Antarctices, to the point that they tend to do modeling or branding for a company, especially when Venus is in the Libra sign first or 7th house. Even if they were to not look good, for some reason people would be attracted to this individual. It could be people, strangers included, being attracted to that person's physical body or personality. Obviously, I'm generally speaking, Naomi Watts looks great. Overall, Venus in the first house makes people attracted to an individual due to its aspect on the 7th house. Then if she is in a relationship during her Venus and Tartishes, that relationship is most likely with someone that becomes a future spouse, because the planet of relationships is aspecting the house of marriage and spouse. Therefore, a relationship with the spouse occurs. In fact, her Venus Antardasha was in November 28, 2015 to January 28, 2017. Online, it showed me she met her current husband again when she was filming something in 2016. Then they had a date in early 2017. I'm assuming the relationship began in this Antardasha, but I can't be so sure without looking at the transits. Venus aspects onto the 7th house makes her love interacting with strangers, especially since it is conjunct Mercury. She tends to get good reception from strangers, since planets in the 7th house influence strangers' attitude towards us. Venus aspects onto the 7th house is very good for marriage, especially during her Venus and Tartishes, because Venus will make her like her spouse even more. Venus energy influences the spouse's attitude towards her, so the spouse reciprocates loving energy. Naomi was most definitely someone that loved the thought of being married with this Venus, because Venus shows what we love. She loves 7th house stuff, that is marriage. Both of these planets giving energy to the 7th house, especially Venus, would have let me know she gets married or engaged in this lifetime. Venus 7th house aspect can show business partnerships with females. If not, she would have to do business where she is trying to provide services towards females, because 7th house is marketplaces. I just Googled it after I typed this. Venus in Libra, Swati makes her love interacting with strangers. It makes her love the whole idea of marriage. Venus shows the types of females we attract, whether as friends or a relationship. This makes her attract females that are married and do business. Her Libra is about the independent side of Libra, so Venus, being in the 1st house, shows she is an independent individual. She wants to be independent regarding her appearance. This means she would rather be her own clothing, hair, and makeup stylist. An issue with this Venus is in relationships. Even in her marriage, she prefers being independent and not dependent. She loves independence. I forgot to mention Mercury-Venus conjunction in the 1st house makes a person communicate about themselves a lot, so she wouldn't mind discussions or interviews about her life.